it was clear that Cregan Stark was serious in his intent to deal out his northern form of justice, and it seems that no one in King's Landing had the power to stop him. Larys Strong had always been a man who went his own way, kept his own counsel, and changed allegiances as other men would change their clothes. Once condemned, he stood friendless. Not a voice was raised in his defence. Who would come to the aid of a man who betrayed both sides? It was quite the opposite with Corlys Velaryon. The old sea snake had many friends and admirers. Even men who had fought against him during the Dance of the Dragons spoke up for him now. Some out of affection for the old man, no doubt. Others for concern for what his young heir, Alysanne, might do should his beloved grandfather be put to death. When Lord Stark proved unyielding, some sought to circumvent him by appealing to the king-to-be, Prince Aegon himself. Foremost amongst them were his half-sisters, Baela and Rhaena, who reminded the prince that he would have lost an ear, and perhaps more, if Lord Corlys had not acted as he did. Words are wind, says the testimony of Rusham, but a strong wind can topple a mighty oak, and the whispering of pretty girls can change the destiny of a kingdom. Aegon not only agreed to spare the sea snake, but went as far as to restore him to his offices and honours, including his place on the small council. The prince was but 10 years of age, however, and not yet a true king. Uncrowned and not yet anointed as king, Aegon's decrees carried no weight in law. Even after his coronation, he would remain subject to a regency council until his 16th birthday. Therefore, Lord Stark would have been well within his rights to pay no heed to the prince's commands and proceed with the execution of Corlys Velaryon. But he chose not to, a decision that has intrigued scholars ever since. Septon Eustace suggests the mother moved him to mercy that night. Lord Cregan did not worship the Seven. Eustace further suggests that the Northman was loath to provoke Alysanne Velaryon, fearing his strength at sea. But this seems singularly at odds with what we know of Lord Stark's character. A new war would not have dismayed him. Indeed, at times he seemed to seek it. It is Mushroom, of all people, who provides the most lucid explanation for this surprising lunacy in The Wolf of Winterfell. It was not the prince who swayed him, the fool claims, nor the looming threat of the Velaryon fleet, nor the Targaryen twins, but rather a bargain struck Lady Alysanne of House Blackwood. A lean, tall creature was this wench, says the dwarf, thin as a whip and flat-chested as a boy, but long of leg and strong of arm, with a mane of thick black curls that tumbled down past her waist when loosed. Huntress, horsebreaker, and archer without peer, Black Aly had little of a woman's softness about her. Many thought her to be of the same ilk as Sabotha Frey, for they were often in one another's company, and had been known to share a tent whilst on the march. Yet in King's Landing, whilst accompanying her young nephew Benjicot at court and council, she had met Cregan Stark and conceived a liking for the stern Northman, and Lord Cregan, a widower these past 3 years, responded in a kind. Though Black Aly was no man's queen of love and beauty, her fearlessness, stubborn strength, and broady tongue struck a chord for the Lord of Winterfell, who soon began to seek her out in the hall and yard. She smells of wood smoke, not flowers, Stark told Lord Cerwyn, said to be his closest friend. And so, when Lady Alysanne came to ask that he let the prince's edict stand, he listened. Why would I do that? Lord Stark purportedly asked when she made her plea. For the realm, she answered. It is for the realm that the traitors die, he said. For the honour of our prince, she said. The prince is a child. He ought not to have meddled in this. It is Velaryon who brought this honour on him. For now it will be said until the end of his days that he came to his throne by murder. For the sake of peace, said Lady Alysanne, for all those who will surely die should Alysanne Velaryon seek vengeance. There are worse ways to die. Winter has come, my lady. For me then, said Black Aly, grant me this boon, and I shall never ask another. Do this, and I shall know that you are wise as you are strong, as kind as you are fierce. Give me this, and I shall give you whatever you may choose of me. Mushroom says Lord Cregan scowled at that. What have I asked for your maidenhead, my lady? I cannot give you what I do not have, my lord, she answered. I lost my maidenhead in the saddle when I was 3 and 10. Some would say that you squandered on a horse a gift by right should have belonged to your future husband. Some are fools, Black Aly answered, and she was a good horse, better than most husbands I've seen. Her answer pleased Lord Cregan, who laughed aloud and said, I shall try to remember that, my lady. I'll grant your boon, And in return, she asked, all I ask is all of you, forever, the Lord of Winterfell said solemnly. I claim your hand in marriage. A hand for a head, said Black Aly, grinning. Mushroom tells us this was her intent the entire time.